Welcome to this channel. Breaking news. 2. Buhari policy President Tinubu has publicly condemned vow to end. Ahead of 2023 presidential election, President Tinubu promised to step into Buhari's shoe and not his shoe. But it appeared that the president would not sustain some policy of his political friend. Barely 4 months in office, President Tinubu has vowed not to sustain two of Buhari policy while condemning the policies in its totality. Interestingly, two policies are economic and has been linked to insecurity in the country, such as tribal crime and kidnapping. The two policies are listed below: serving external debt with 90% revenue. President Tinubu has vowed to stop the policy of servicing the external debt of 90% of the security revenue. He described as a part of destruction and promised his administration would support it. While in office, Buhari economic team came up with policy of servicing the country debt with about 90% of its revenue. He said, "We can we continue to service external debt with 90% of our revenue? It is part of the destruction. It is not sustainable. We must make the very difficult changes that are necessary for our country to get up from slumber and respected among the great nations of the world." President Tinubu on Thursday, September 7, kicked off against the activities of herders across the country while addressing Nigeria and India. According to Tinubu, the age-long practice of herders in the country is a shame to the people of Nigeria, adding that it is render vet doctor useless and block the investment to provide ordinary dowry for our children. Recall that Buhari's administration introduced the Ruga policy and called for the reintroduction of the cattle grazing laws used in the First Republic in the 1960s to resolve recurring farmers-herders clashes in the country. However, Tinubu said, "What a shame. We have a lot of animals and cows were not treated, and vets were not allowed to do ranching and invest in ordinary dowry to provide food for our children. That is not how to plan. We are going to change that in this government." My wonderful listeners, what an eye-opener. Our President Tinubu has said it is a shame for us to have a lot of animals, cow, and we are not treated, and the vets were not allowed to be ranching and invest an ordinary dowry to provide food for our children. They can't even invest in an ordinary dowry. Nigeria is importing almost everything, even box of matches. When we have capable hands that can do it and produce here in Nigeria. Recall that under Buhari administration, he introduced a Ruga policy called reintroduction of cattle grazing laws used in the First Republic of 1960. The Tinubu age-long practice of herder in the country. He said it is a shame to the people of Nigeria, adding that render the vet doctor useless. They render the vet doctor useless and block investment to provide an ordinary dowry. It's not supposed to be. How can we render vet doctor useless? So that's why there are some courses that does not count in Nigeria, whereas all courses supposed to count. You see somebody that spent 4 years, 5 years in the university, and it will come out from university, it will look as if he did not even go to school. That it's even better he did not go to school, because he won't see job based on his discipline or based on what he has practiced for years, because of lack of planning. Now, he said that an end has come to that, rendering vet doctor useless and not able to produce ordinary data for the nation. He also said that he described the path of destruction and promised that is a part of destruction, and he has promised that his administration will support another dimension of growth. One, so that, like, supporting vet doctors and also doing the right thing, just like encouraging them in their field of studies. And also, he said that an end to our con of using 90% of our income to pay debts. That is one of one of the former president's policy that he won't take. Servicing external debt with 19% of our revenue. Wow. So that means that you are only taking 10% of our revenue to invest in our nation when we are servicing debt. Why? We know that we have debt already and we keep on borrowing. I don't know. Will God be happy with Nigeria? God will deliver us from spirit of borrowing, because God in even mercy, we are working as if we don't even have natural resources. And now the natural resources that God gave us, like the oil, the gold, the mine, what are they using it for? God gave us this to us to manage it. God will deliver Nigeria for lack of mismanagement, because that is the cause of our problem. If we have managed what God has given us well, other countries supposed to come and borrow from us. So my wonderful listeners, you have heard it all. Know that your opinion can only drop your comment on the comment box, and as well like and share. Click on the bell button to subscribe to this channel if you have